What if I told you that the secret to regaining your strength, your confidence, and your independence after 60 isn't found in a $200 tub of protein powder, but in the quietest, most overlooked aisle of your grocery store? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share goes deeper than a simple shopping list. It starts with a story that might feel very familiar.
Dorothy's garden was her sanctuary. It was more than just a patch of land. It was a living record of her life. The stubborn rosebush in the corner was a gift from her husband on their 25th anniversary. The sprawling tomato vines were the same variety her father taught her to cultivate when she was just a girl. Her hands, though wrinkled, had always been her strength. They had raised children, mended clothes, and coaxed life from the earth for over 60 years. But lately, a quiet thief had crept into her sanctuary. It didn't arrive with a dramatic announcement. It came as a subtle hesitation, a flicker of doubt. It was the weakness, a deep, hollowing weakness in her muscles that felt like a betrayal. One moment, she was reaching for the bag of soil, a task she'd done 1,000 times. The next, her arms simply refused, the strength seeping out of them like sand through her fingers. It wasn't just about the soil. It was the sudden, stark realization that she was becoming a stranger in her own body. Dorothy had always been the rock, the one who could open any stuck jar, carry all the groceries in one trip, and hoist a giggling grandchild onto her hip without a second thought. That was her identity. But this creeping muscle loss, this sarcopenia, was methodically dismantling that person. It wasn't just about physical strength. It was chipping away at her very sense of self. That evening, sitting in the quiet, a single, devastating thought surfaced, clear as a bell in the silence of her mind. Am I just going to fade away? It was the deepest fear of all, not of dying, but of disappearing while she was still alive, of becoming a spectator in her own life, dependent and fragile. But then, her eyes settled on the old oak in her backyard. It had been there for a century, struck by lightning once, battered by countless storms. Its branches were twisted and scarred, yet it stood. It wasn't just surviving, it was strong. A tiny spark of defiance flickered within her. The oak didn't have youth, but it had deep roots. It drew strength from the earth it was planted in. A new perspective took hold. My strength isn't gone, it's just dormant. I need to find the right nourishment. Dorothy's story isn't a miracle. It's a testament to a powerful truth. A truth that the fitness industry, with its expensive powders and complicated plans, often overlooks. She didn't spend a fortune. She didn't follow a punishing regimen. She simply rediscovered the wisdom hidden in our own kitchens. Her journey is a powerful reminder that reclaiming your strength, your independence, and your joy is not only possible, but it's more accessible than you've been led to believe. And that hard-won knowledge is exactly what I want to share with you today.
Dorothy's story isn't about a miracle cure. It's about a change in strategy. It's about realizing that the foundation of our strength, the very fuel for our muscles, doesn't have to come with a high price tag or a fancy label. You might be thinking, I've tried eating better, it's too expensive, or protein is for bodybuilders. But the truth is, some of the most powerful muscle-preserving foods on the planet are hiding in plain sight, often for just a few dollars. Over the next few minutes, we are going to unpack the simple, science-backed secrets that Dorothy discovered. We'll look at 7 affordable powerhouse foods. We are going to rank them, from a great place to start, all the way to the single most effective, budget-friendly food for rebuilding muscle and reclaiming your vitality after 60. And I need you to stay with me until the end, because our #1 revelation costs less than 50 cents a serving, and the science behind why it works so well for mature adults will absolutely astound you. This is the truth they don't tell you in the glossy fitness magazines. So if you're ready to build a stronger future, consider subscribing and joining our community. And just a quick important reminder, all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Our goal is empowerment through knowledge. All right, let's begin. Essential habit number 7, the dependable foundation, canned tuna. Let's start with an old friend, a pantry staple that many of us have relied on for decades. I'm talking about canned tuna. Now, you might think of tuna for a quick sandwich, but have you ever considered it a serious tool for building muscle? The problem for many of us over 60 is that getting enough high-quality protein can feel like a chore. Fresh fish is expensive, and cooking elaborate meals every day isn't always realistic. This is where the humble can of tuna becomes a quiet hero. After we pass 50, our bodies enter a state that scientists call anabolic resistance. It's a fancy term for a simple, frustrating reality. Our muscles become less responsive to the protein we eat. It means we need to be smarter and more efficient with our choices. We need protein that is easy for our bodies to absorb and use without adding excess calories or fat that can contribute to inflammation and work against our goals. Many people, in an effort to get more protein, turn to expensive shakes or processed protein bars. But these are often loaded with sugar, artificial ingredients, and are frankly a poor value. A single protein bar can cost $3 and give you 20 grams of protein, while a $1 can of tuna delivers over 20 grams of some of the most bioavailable protein you can find. Research from the University of Arkansas has shown that older adults can absorb and utilize fish protein with incredible efficiency, often above 90%, even in those over 70. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your muscle-building system is like a high-performance construction crew. The amino acids from protein are the bricks. Processed supplements are like delivering a giant, messy pile of bricks, some of them broken all at once. The crew gets overwhelmed and a lot of material goes to waste. But the protein in tuna is like having perfectly stacked, high-quality bricks delivered right where they're needed, exactly when they're needed. The crew can work efficiently with no waste, building a strong and sturdy structure. Therefore, choosing tuna in water provides this lean, efficient fuel source, making it a dependable foundation for your strength-building diet. This simple choice helps you unlock that peak vitality we're all striving for. For about $1 a can, you are getting a powerhouse of all 9 essential amino acids in the perfect ratio for muscle repair and growth. Opt for tuna packed in water to keep it lean. Chunk Light is the most affordable, and while albacore has a slight edge in protein, both are excellent. You can mix it with a little avocado or Greek yogurt instead of mayo, flake it over a salad, or press it into patties with an egg and a few herbs. The FDA suggests up to 12 ounces of low-mercury fish, like canned light tuna, per week is perfectly safe, giving you a fantastic and affordable protein source for several meals. Key strategy number 6, the omega-rich ally, canned sardines. All right, moving up the ladder, let's talk about a food that makes some people cringe, but is one of the most potent, anti-inflammatory, muscle-preserving foods you can possibly eat. Our next key strategy is embracing canned sardines. For many, sardines are an acquired taste. But what if I told you that a $1.25 can of these little fish holds a secret weapon against age-related muscle breakdown that even a $60 piece of wild salmon can't beat for the price? One of the biggest enemies of muscle mass as we age is chronic low-grade inflammation. Think of it as a constant smoldering fire inside your body. This inflammation doesn't just cause aches and pains, it actively sends signals that tell your body to break down muscle tissue. So, even if you're eating enough protein, you could be fighting a losing battle against this invisible enemy. Most people focus only on the amount of protein they eat, but the quality and the accompanying nutrients are arguably more important, especially for seniors. Sardines are not just packed with 23 grams of complete protein per can. They are swimming in omega-3 fatty acids, which are nature's most powerful anti-inflammatories. Let's use a simple analogy. Imagine your muscles are like a beautiful wooden house. Protein is the new lumber you use to repair and strengthen the walls. But inflammation is like having a slow, constant termite infestation. You can keep adding new lumber, but the termites are constantly eating away at the structure. It's a frustrating, endless cycle. Therefore, the omega-3s in sardines are like calling in the ultimate, all-natural pest control. They don't just stop the damage, they create an environment where the termites of inflammation can't thrive, allowing your protein lumber to finally do its job and build a stronger, more resilient house. A landmark study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed this. It found that seniors who regularly consumed fatty fish like sardines lost significantly less muscle mass over time. The omega-3s were actively preserving the muscle that would have otherwise been destroyed by inflammation, leading to better grip strength and walking speed. Real, functional gains. 1 can a week is all it takes to start seeing the benefits, and you don't have to eat them straight from the can. Mash them with avocado, a squeeze of lemon juice and some fresh dill and spread it on whole grain toast. Chop them finely and mix them into a pasta sauce or a Caesar salad dressing for a savory umami flavor boost. They also contain soft, edible bones, giving you a fantastic bioavailable source of calcium for bone health, which is the essential framework for your muscles. For the price and the potent combination of protein and inflammation-fighting omega-3s, sardines are an indispensable ally. Insight number 5. The humble powerhouse. Lentils. Now we're going to pivot from the sea to the soil with an incredibly versatile and shockingly cheap source of muscle-building fuel. Our 5th insight is all about the humble, yet mighty lentil. When you think muscle food, does a bag of lentils ever come to mind? Probably not. We are conditioned to think of meat, eggs, and dairy. But overlooking this plant-based gem is a massive mistake, especially if you're on a budget and focused on long-term health. For many seniors, 2 issues often go hand in hand with muscle weakness: fatigue and poor digestion. You can eat all the protein in the world, but if your body is struggling with low iron levels, you won't have the energy to use those muscles. And if your gut health is compromised, you can't properly absorb the nutrients from your food anyway. It's a vicious cycle where you feel too tired to cook a nutritious meal, and the less nutritious food you eat, the more tired you become. The power of lentils isn't just in their 18 grams of protein per cooked cup, it's in the complete package. They are loaded with fiber, iron, and B vitamins. Many older adults suffer from mild iron deficiency without even knowing it, mistaking that persistent fatigue and weakness for just a normal part of aging. But it's often a nutritional gap that can be filled. Lentils are a fantastic source of iron, giving you the energy needed for both daily activities and exercise. Here's another health secret we're uncovering. Gut health is directly linked to muscle health. Think of your gut as the main post office for your entire body. Food arrives as packages. A healthy gut, full of good bacteria fed by fiber, is like having a fully staffed, highly efficient post office. The packages, nutrients, are opened, sorted, and delivered exactly where they need to go, including your muscles. But an unhealthy gut is like a post office on strike. Packages pile up, nutrients aren't delivered, and your body can't get what it needs to build and repair. Therefore, the high fiber content in lentils feeds those good gut bacteria, ensuring your post office is working at peak efficiency, maximizing the benefit of every single thing you eat. While lentils aren't a complete protein on their own, they contain high levels of leucine, the single most important amino acid for triggering muscle protein synthesis. When paired with grains, like brown rice or whole wheat bread throughout the day, you get all the essential amino acids you need. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found older adults who regularly ate legumes like lentils maintained better muscle mass than those relying solely on animal proteins, thanks in part to their anti-inflammatory compounds. A 1-pound bag of dry lentils costs under $2 and can provide 8 or more servings, making it less than 25 cents per serving. Unlike other dried beans, they cook in about 20-30 minutes without soaking. Red lentils break down and become creamy, perfect for soups and purees. Brown and green lentils hold their shape, making them a fantastic, meaty textured addition to salads and stews. Cook them with anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic to create a truly powerful, muscle-supporting meal. Crucial secret number 4, the overnight restorer, cottage cheese. Let's head over to the dairy aisle for our next crucial secret. This food might seem like a throwback to the 1970s, but it's making a huge comeback for a very good scientific reason. We're talking about cottage cheese. Does the thought of eating right before bed make you worry about gaining weight? We've been told for years to avoid late-night snacks. But what if one specific food, eaten before sleep, could actually help you build stronger muscles while you dream? Our bodies do most of their repair and rebuilding work overnight. However, as we sleep, we go for many hours without eating. For a younger person, this isn't an issue. But for those of us over 60 dealing with that anabolic resistance, this fasting period can actually be a catabolic window. a time when our body starts breaking down muscle tissue for energy. We're literally losing ground while we sleep. This is where the unique protein in cottage cheese becomes so powerful. Most protein sources digest relatively quickly, but about 80% of the protein in cottage cheese is casein. Casein is a very special type of protein that, when it hits your stomach, forms a gel-like substance. To understand this, imagine trying to water a thirsty plant. A fast-digesting protein, like whey, is like dumping a whole bucket of water on the plant at once. A lot of it runs off and is wasted. The plant can only absorb so much so fast. This is fine right after a workout, but not for long-term nourishment. But casein protein is like setting up a slow-drip irrigation system. It releases a steady, slow trickle of water, or in this case, amino acids, to the plant's roots over many hours. Therefore, eating cottage cheese before bed provides your muscles with this constant supply of building blocks all night long, effectively closing that catabolic window and turning your sleep into a productive muscle rebuilding session. Research from McMaster University specifically highlighted this benefit, showing that older adults who consumed casein protein before bed saw significant improvements in muscle mass and strength. They were literally getting stronger while they slept. And a study in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association found seniors who regularly ate cottage cheese showed measurable increases in grip strength and even bone density, thanks to its high calcium content. For about $2.50, you can get a 16-ounce container that provides around 100 grams of high-quality protein. That's about 60 cents for a 24-gram serving. It's crucial to choose full-fat or 2% versions. The healthy fat helps with the absorption of vitamin D, another critical component for muscle function, and keeps you feeling full. You can eat it plain, mix in some berries and nuts for a snack, or even use it as a creamy, high-protein base for savory dips with herbs. A small bowl before bed can fundamentally change how your body repairs itself overnight. Game-changing hack number 3, the dynamic duo Greek yogurt. Staying in the dairy case, we come to a food that takes the benefits of cottage cheese and adds 2 more powerful dimensions. Our third game-changing hack is plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. What if one food could give your muscles the building blocks they need right away and provide a steady supply for hours to come, all while improving your body's ability to absorb nutrients? It sounds like a high-tech supplement, but it's just simple, strained yogurt. Effective muscle building isn't just about one thing. It's a system. You need immediate resources for repair, long-term fuel for growth, and an efficient digestive system to handle it all. It's like a well-run company. You need quick-acting employees to handle immediate tasks, a long-term strategy team for future growth, and an efficient administration to make sure everything runs smoothly. Many foods only provide one piece of this puzzle. Greek yogurt is unique because it contains a powerful combination of 2 types of protein, whey and casein. We already know casein is the slow-release protein, our long-term strategy team. But Greek yogurt also contains whey protein, which is fast-digesting. This is our quick-acting employee. It delivers amino acids to your muscles almost immediately after you eat it, which is perfect for a post-walk snack or a breakfast that kickstarts your day, so you get the best of both worlds in one food. But here's another truth about unlocking vitality that often gets missed: the gut connection. Greek yogurt is also a fermented food, packed with probiotics. These are the beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut. Let's go back to our post office analogy. If lentils provide the fiber that feeds the postal workers, the probiotics in Greek yogurt are like bringing in a team of expert organizers to streamline the entire mail sorting process. They reduce inflammation in the gut and improve your body's ability to absorb all nutrients, including protein, calcium, and B vitamins. A study from Tufts University found that seniors who regularly ate Greek yogurt had better muscle mass and physical function than those who ate regular yogurt or none at all. A large 32-ounce container costs around $5 and delivers a massive 160 grams of protein, making it one of the most cost-effective options out there. Always choose plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. The flavored versions are often loaded with sugar, which fuels inflammation and defeats the purpose. Use it to make smoothies, top it with fruit and nuts, or use it as a healthy replacement for sour cream or mayonnaise in recipes. Its versatility makes it easy to incorporate into your diet, providing that dynamic duo of fast and slow protein around the clock. The vital truth number 2, the perfect protein. Whole eggs. We've now arrived at our top 2, and this next one is perhaps the most unfairly villainized food of the last 50 years, but is in fact one of the most perfect, effective, and affordable muscle-building foods in existence. The vital truth number 2 is the whole egg. For decades, we were told to fear the yolk, to stick to egg white omelets to protect our hearts. What if that advice was not only wrong, but was actually robbing us of the most powerful muscle-building nutrients the egg has to offer? As protein absorption becomes less efficient with age, the quality and completeness of the protein we eat becomes paramount. We need to make every gram count. Many protein sources, especially from plants, are incomplete, meaning they lack one or more of the 9 essential amino acids our bodies cannot produce on their own. This makes it harder for our bodies to assemble the proteins needed for muscle. Eggs have the highest possible protein quality score of any whole food. This means the amino acid profile is so perfect and so bioavailable that our body can use nearly 100% of it. But for years, in fear of cholesterol, people threw away the yolk. This is a monumental mistake. Our study from the University of Illinois delivered a stunning revelation. Participants who ate whole eggs after exercise had a 40% greater muscle-building response than those who ate an equivalent amount of protein from egg whites alone. Think of it this way. Imagine you're building a model airplane. The protein in the egg white is like having all the perfect plastic pieces. But the yolk contains the instructions, the glue, the essential tools, and the skilled technician to put it all together. The yolk contains vital nutrients like choline for brain health, supporting the mind-muscle connection, healthy fats, and, crucially, vitamin D. Many seniors are deficient in vitamin D, which is directly linked to muscle weakness and poor performance. Eggs are one of the very few natural food sources of it, and unlike a supplement that can be poorly absorbed, the vitamin D in an egg yolk is packaged with the healthy fats it needs to be properly utilized by your body. Therefore, throwing away the yolk is like throwing away the most critical parts of the kit. The synergy between the yolk and the white is what makes the egg a muscle-building superstar. And recent large-scale studies have largely debunked the link between dietary cholesterol from eggs and heart disease for the vast majority of people. At about 20 cents an egg, this is nutritional gold. A dozen eggs gives you 72 grams of the highest quality protein you can buy. Scramble them, poach them, boil them for a perfect portable snack. The message is simple and clear: eat the whole egg. It is nature's perfect and perfectly affordable protein capsule. Game-changing revelation number 1. The ultimate budget secret: dried beans. And now we have arrived at our number 1. The food that, gram for gram and dollar for dollar, is the undisputed champion for building and maintaining muscle, independence, and long-term health on a budget. It's not glamorous, it's not trendy. Our ultimate game-changing revelation is the simple, powerful, dried bean. What if the single best investment you could make for your physical strength cost only 10 cents a serving? It sounds impossible. But black beans, navy beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, these humble legumes are the ultimate secret weapon. We've discussed the importance of protein, of fighting inflammation, of gut health. But the real overarching goal is not just building muscle, it's maintaining independence. It's the ability to live in our own homes, to navigate the world with confidence, and to avoid the falls and hospitalizations that can so quickly diminish our quality of life. This requires a food that does more than just provide protein. It needs to support the entire system of health. Dried beans are the pinnacle of nutritional efficiency. For about $1.20 a pound, you get a staggering 12 servings of food, packed with 15 grams of protein per cup, plus complex carbohydrates for sustained energy and more fiber than almost any other food. We've established that this fiber is critical for gut health and nutrient absorption. But it goes even deeper. The polyphenols and antioxidants in beans are powerful anti-inflammatory agents, directly countering the chronic inflammation that accelerates muscle loss. The evidence for this is not just theoretical, it's profound. A long-term study published in the Journal of Nutrition tracked a group of seniors for 5 years. The findings were incredible. Those who regularly consumed beans had better muscle mass, higher physical function, greater independence, and, this is critical, fewer hospitalizations from falls compared to those who did not. To truly grasp the power here, let's use one final analogy. Think of your body as a thriving city. High-priced supplements and fancy foods are like building a few flashy, expensive skyscrapers. They look impressive, but they don't necessarily make the city run better. But dried beans are like investing in the city's fundamental infrastructure. They provide the affordable housing, protein, the clean energy grid, complex carbs, the highly efficient public transit and sanitation systems, fiber, and the parks and green spaces that reduce pollution, anti-inflammatory compounds. A city with strong infrastructure is resilient, functional, and sustainable for the long haul. Therefore, by making beans a cornerstone of your diet, you are not just building muscle, you are fortifying the entire foundation of your long-term health and independence. At less than 1 cent per gram of protein, beans are untouchable in value. A single pound of dried beans has more protein than 9 protein bars at the same cost. Yes, they require cooking, but it's easy. Soak them overnight, then simmer on the stove. Or better yet, use a slow cooker or pressure cooker. Cook a large batch on the weekend and freeze it in portions for quick, easy meals all week long. Add them to soups, stews, and salads. Mash them into spreads. Serve them with rice for a complete protein. The variety is endless. And there you have it, our ultimate budget secret. It's not a fancy powder or an expensive cut of meat, it's the humble bean, a testament to the fact that the best nutrition is often the simplest and most affordable. So, we've covered a lot of ground today. From the dependable foundation of canned tuna, building up through the omega-rich ally of sardines, the humble powerhouse of lentils, the overnight restorer, that is cottage cheese, the dynamic duo of Greek yogurt, the vital truth about whole eggs, all the way to our game-changing ultimate budget secret of dried beans. Each one is a powerful tool. Each one is a stepping stone to a stronger, more vibrant, and more independent you. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Maybe it was the idea of building muscle while you sleep with cottage cheese, or perhaps it's time to finally give sardines a try. Which one are you thinking of trying first? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. If you found this journey valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find our community. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for your health. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and know that your best days are not behind you. They are waiting to be built.